Hello students, welcome to the tutorial of common communication format in CDSICs for Windows or WINNIS. In the earlier tutorial, we have learned how we can apply different content designator schemes inside the CDSICs for Windows software. Here in this tutorial, we will be specifically giving focus on the application of CCF inside the CDSICs for Windows. Okay. Now, in the earlier tutorial, we have already actually discussed about the structure of operation, that how we can proceed in selecting the content designator. Inside the content designator, how can we select the tags and subfields. Then how can we design the worksheet and how can we enter data into that worksheet, and finally, how a database can be populated by using those workout worksheet. Now, let us have a brief recapitulation. Now, if you look into this particular structure what we have discussed before, it starts with the selection of the content designator, then development of the record input sheet, then selection of the record what needs to be cataloged or should come under the database, then populating the worksheet, and finally, on the basis of that worksheet we need to populate the database. But here comes the first and the foremost question, that how we can select fields under a particular field or tag. How can we select particular set of subfields? Then whether a field or subfield will be repeatable in nature, whether it is mandatory or optional. Then some fields are basically coded fields. In that cases, you cannot write something or you cannot describe something in that particular field, you need to take the coded value from the manual itself. So, how to manage the coded fields? So, these are all prominent questions before us, that through which we can develop our bibliographical database management systems. Now, CCF manual, if you look into that particular manual, I already told you that it can be freely downloadable from the web. Even your library may have a copy of CCF-B or CCF-F. So, let us concentrate our discussion here on CCF-B. We will be showing that how different fields can be selected, under a particular field how different subfields can be managed, how to manage coded field, how to manage repeatable field with different sets of example, and most importantly, I will be showing you the biggest advantage of CDSICs as software and CCF as content designator, that is record to record linking and field to field linking, by giving you the real life example. Okay. Let us have a look into the screen now. Here you see the end part of the CCF-B manual includes all tags or fields along with their subfields. Now, suppose I have selected here the page of the manual where it includes all 4xx fields. Say 400 is a popular place of publication and publisher. The subfield, first subfield, that is the subfield A, is the place of publication, and here you notice that inside that particular subfield and inside that particular tag, one symbol R is given. Here R stands for repeatable. It means the 400 as a whole you can repeat. Under 400 the subfield A you can repeat, but name of publisher is not a repeatable field. Full address of the publisher is a repeatable field, country of the publisher is also a repeatable field. So, in the manual itself you will be getting what are the subfields available against a particular tag or field, and whether the field as a whole or the subfield are repeatable or not. So, you need to follow this kind of structure inside your CDSICs database. Suppose you are defining the field 400 place of publication and publisher. So, you need to define the A for subfield A place of publication, subfield B name of publisher, subfield C full address of publisher, and subfield D country of publisher. you need to make 400 as a whole repeatable, subfield A repeatable, subfield C repeatable and subfield D repeatable. So, in this way you can take the help of manual and you can design your database. Now, interestingly in CCF, if you are following CCF B, some of the fields are called the coded fields. That means, for that particular field you cannot enter anything in writing, you need to take the value of the field given in the manual. That means, there will be n number of options and from that options you have to select judicially what should be the value for the subfield under that particular field. For example, in the screen you can see that 050 is the tag for physical medium, which has only one subfield physical medium code, and that is repeatable. That means, one document may be available in print format, and in the print format inside the book there may be an electronic version. The simple example I can give you, in case of PhD thesis, each researcher needs to give the bound volume of the PhD thesis, and inside the thesis they need to give one CD-ROM which includes the full text of the thesis. So, here you see 050 is a repeatable field, that means you need to repeat that the document is available in print format as well as in optical discs. Now, the print format will have a code 010, the coded value, and the optical discs you are using there also the code value will be there, and that you need to enter inside the field. Similarly, 060 for type of the material, there are different codes and you need to pick up the values actually the appropriate values for that particular field. So, some field you can enter data and for some field you have to pick up the coded values. Now, here you see an example. Definitely one question is coming to your mind that from where we can know the code lists and how can we know what are the coded values against a particular field. Now, inside the manual the coded values are given in two formats. There is a section called section 4 that you can consider. In the screen you can see the section 4 codes used in the data elements. There are 4.1 language codes, 4.2 script codes, 4.3 codes for names of countries, 4.4 role codes and 4.5 is vertical and horizontal relationship code. In fact, this vertical and horizontal relationship code helps us for record to record linking and field to field linking. I will be showing you in the latter half of this tutorial how in real life we can link record to record and field to field inside the CDSICs for Windows software by utilizing CCF B as content designator scheme. So, this is one thing, you will be getting all the coded values from the section 4 and it includes a total of 5 different code values. For example, CCF liberally using different kind of ISO code. For language it is taking the ISO code ISO 636. For the country specific code it is again taking a ISO code called ISO 3166. So, all these codes will be available inside the CCF manual which you can consult and you can take the appropriate values. But in some cases the coded values are given in the field itself. So, for example, if you look into the screen you can see that this field 050 physical media, there is one subfield called physical media code, physical medium code. Now, this code is given at the end of the subfield. So, for example, 010 paper, 020 film, 030 braille, 040 magnetic media, 050 laser or optical discs and 900 others. So, these are the coded values available. If a particular document has two manifestation, as for example, I already told you that a thesis may have print version as well as the full text version in in a CD-ROM. So, there we have to repeat the 050 because it is a repeatable field and we need to use the codes. Now, if you ask me that can you prescribe a set of unique tags and subfields for all types and size and libraries? I will say no, it is not possible, because the requirement of a college library is not quite matching with the requirement of a research library. So, each library needs to take a decision of their own, that what are the fields and subfields they need and they need to handle. And WINNIS actually provides libraries the freedom to use or to apply any field, and under the field any number of subfields, and any number of subfields can be repeatable, and but you need to be guided by the CCFB manual, whether a particular field is mandatory or optional or repeatable, whether it is guided by any coded values or not. Now, on the basis of this discussion, we already know that there is no unique rule that these are the different tags and subfields that are mandatory for a specific kind of library. According to your requirement, you need to take decision, but CCF manual includes a matrix of data sets which may help you in taking decision. Let me show you the matrix of the data field. Now, if you look into the screen, you see there is a matrix, and how to understand this matrix? It says this is the tag, say for example 020 is the source of record. Now, it actually indicates different document type, books, periodical, report, thesis, patent, standards, etc. Now, if we see what is the status of 020, so source of record is mandatory for all document types. So, these are all number and coded fields, and from here you need to take decision. For example, if you go by the column books, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are mandatory, and rest of the fields are optional in the group of number and coded fields. Now, if we look into the major bibliographic fields like title, key title, parallel title, edition, name of the person, here also you can have a guidance. Suppose you want to design a data sheet on book. So, title is mandatory, key title, parallel title, other title, uniform title are optional. Name of the person is mandatory, name of the corporate body if available mandatory, name of the meeting if available mandatory, but affiliation is optional. So, in this way we can take a decision that what are the fields that should be mandatory, what are the fields that should be optional, what are the fields that should be repeatable, what are the fields that should be guided by the coded values. So, this matrix is going to help you in designing your data sheet. Now, let me explore the possibility of designing a data sheet with the minimum essential common minimum essential tags which are mandatory in nature and which are mostly required by the libraries of any type or size. If you have a look into that particular screen, it shows you that suppose we are designing a worksheet, that is the part 1 of the worksheet. So, first one is the 001 record, nature is mandatory. Now, record ID, if you are using WINNIS, for each and every record WINNIS creates a unique ID or unique biblio ID which is represented by MFN, master file number. So, the moment you save your record, WINNIS will give you a master file number for that record that you need to enter here. Then comes the most important field, the bibliographical label. The subfield indicator positions are 00s, there is only one subfield, subfield delimiter or subfield identifier is the caret sign and subfield is A, but it says that you cannot enter anything manually here, you need to consult the code to take the appropriate value. I will be coming how you can utilize the code value for the field 015. Similarly, 20 source of record, another mandatory field. It says that you have to see the code list to create a 5-letter code for your library. According to CCF manual, each library must have 5-letter code. Suppose I am entering data for a college library called as Mednipur College Library. I can use an abbreviation called MIDCL. So, in this way you can create a 5-letter code for your library and you can utilize for populating the tag 020. Similarly, 022 is the date of entry. Here the requirement is that there are two subfield character indicator character position. Indicator character position value is 1 if you are following a standard date format, and according to CCF manual the date format should be based on ISO 8601. It means you need to enter date in YYYY DD format. Say for example, today's date, if I want to enter inside the date of entry level, it will be 2016 representing the year 2016. Then this is the month of July, we need to give 07, and this is the date 9th July, we need to give 09. So, altogether it will be 2016 0709. So, this is the ISO format of entering date. So, you need to follow that, because this is the only date format which later on will allow you to sort records according to different dates, date of publication, date of entry, date of modification, etc. Now, if we look into the next important tag there 040 language, there also you see the indicator positions values are 00. It has got two subfield caret A and caret B. Caret A is the name of the language and caret B is the script of the language. Here in both the cases you cannot write the language name in in word format. Say for example, this document available in English language, I cannot write English ENGLISH, or if it is available in Hindi, I cannot write HINDI. I need to consider or I need to consult the code, and from there for each and every language it is represented by a 3-letter code. For example, English, the ISO code for English language is ENG, ISO code for Hindi language is HIN, ISO code for Bengali language is BEN. So, all the coded values are given in the CCF manual, and you need to consider and you need to give only the coded value, not the actual name of the language. And there is a relationship between the script and the language. Say for example, English language, the script is Roman. If you are using Hindi language, the script is Devanagari. If you are using Bengali language, the script is also Bengali. So, each and every script is also codified, and you need to take the codified value. Here you can have a look of the codified value. Say for example, Assamese ASM, Bengali BEN, and different script code also there, BA Roman, CA Cyrillic, but here you can see there is no specific script code for Indic scripts. So, we need to take the code ZA which represent others. So, there are TA for Tamil, KA for Kannada, Korean, then Devanagari there is no there is a code for JA. If you are using Hindi language, the code should be JA, but if you are using other Indic script like Assamese, Bengali, Oriya, there is no specific script code, you need to use the other code, that is the ZA. Similarly, if you go back to the field 050 physical media and 060 type of materials, in both the cases codes are given. 040 the bibliographical level, S is serial, M for single volume monograph, C for multi volume monograph, and so on. And as I told you, for the source of the record you need to create a 5-letter code. Now, we can go to the next level, that is the worksheet part 2. Here actual bibliographical data actually starting from here 100 ISBN. ISBN is a mandatory field, it has got only one subfield, subfield A. Then comes the most important field of any bibliographical data elements, that is the 200 title and statement of responsibility. It has got, you see, two subfields, subfield A stands for title and subfield B stands for statement of responsibility. Now, in the next level we can have other title related field like 210 parallel title, 240 uniform title, but this will be optional according to the policy of the library, you can use it. For example, if you made a policy that all holy scriptures will be entered under the uniform title. So, then you need to use the 240 tag. Say for example, you want to give a uniform title for all parts of Vedas, Atharva Veda, Rig Veda, etc. So, there you need to use that one. So, different types of or different editions of Bible. So, you want to use a uniform title Bible there. So, you need to use the tag 240. So, depending on the policy actually it you need to take decision. Now, if we come to the next level of the worksheet, that is the name of the persons. So, there are actually these are basically the primary access point. 300 is the name of the person, subfield A, B and E are there, A for surname, B for forename and E is the role in coded form. So, CCF gives you different coded roles, say what is the code for author, what should be the code for the editor, you need to use that during the data entry operation. And here all kind of names will be going here, say author, compiler, editor, illustrator, photographer, all will be going here and their role needs to be indicated by the subfield E. Now, if your document is written by a corporate body, you need to use the tag 310. It has also got two subfields, name of the corporate body and subordinate body. Say for example, one document is prepared by the School of Social Sciences under IGNOU. So, IGNOU is the main corporate body. So, subfield A will include IGNOU and subfield B will include School of Social Sciences. So, in this way we need to manage the corporate name. Another 3xx field is 320, name of the meeting or conferences, and interestingly it has got altogether 5 subfields, A for name of the meeting, B subordinate or superordinate unit, G is the place of meeting, H is date of meeting and J is the number of meeting. All we have to enter here into 320 field if we are cataloging a conference proceedings or a symposia or a workshop volume, seminar volume. Next comes the part 4, that is the publication and distribution area. 400 is the place and publisher, subfield A stands for place of publication, subfield B stands for name of publisher, 440 stands for date of publication. Here also again you have to give the date in ISO format, ISO 8601 format, as I told you that it should be YYYY MMDD format. Now, now you got an idea about the nature of data entry in CCF or in a bibliographical database. So, you need to follow this, and another interesting area is the subject descriptor, which is basically represented in CCF by the tag 620. So, all 620 field can be populated by using a standard vocabulary or a standard subject heading list like Library of Congress subject heading list, MES, or altogether at the same time you can use some of the tags which are non-standard. So, there you need to indicate whether the term taken from a standard vocabulary system or not. Let us have a look into the screen, you can understand. Say 610 classification scheme and 620 is the subject descriptor, A is the subject descriptor and B is the name of vocabulary control scheme. If you are taking the term from the Library of Congress subject heading list, you need to give the name in the subfield B. But at the same time we should not forget that CCF is actually ranges from the leader field to 6xx field, but some of the local fields are also required at the time of data entry. Say for example, one particular book has got 5 copies. So, 5 accession number you need to enter, and that cannot go into the CCF main tags. You need to define a set of local tags which are called non-CCF tags. If you have a look into the screen, you can understand this. So, at the end of the data entry framework, I have created 900 field for accession number, that is a repeatable field. So, suppose a book has got 5 copies, so all 5 accession number we can put here. 901 can be the copy number, it is also repeatable, and 902 may be the department number name to indicate that this particular book or document is requested by such and such department, and at the end of the worksheet you should give the data entered by whom with the date and checked by whom, that is required for quality control of the data sheet. So, altogether when you are using that CCF B inside the CDSICs for Windows software, there are altogether 4 tasks. You need to create FDT on the basis of the selected tags and subfields. Then you need to check different kind of mandatory and repeatable fields. Then you need to create a suitable worksheet for data entry activities, and finally, you need to create one field selection table to indicate what are the fields that needs to be indexed. And please remember that CDSICs for Windows gives you altogether 9 different techniques for indexing, 0 for the hold field, 1 for each subfield, 2 if the term is enclosed within the angular bracket, 3 if the terms are enclosed within the forward slash and backward slash, and 4 if you are interested to index each and every word. So, these are also altogether repeated with the prefix from again 5 technique 5 to technique 8. So, altogether 9 different techniques are available in CDSICs for Windows, through which you can create your inverted file, and these indexing techniques are very sophisticated, and all kind of retrieval features can be achieved through FST, and PFT is basically controls the display format after the retrieval of the records. So, I hope that you understand the basic operation of utilizing content designator scheme like CCF B inside the CDSICs for Windows software. Thank you.